Ta-da! All right. Patrick here. 8 questions with. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Um, so last night I mentioned that I was not feeling particularly the greatest, and I still don't. In fact, I feel a little bit worse. Um, but we are making our way through it tonight. I would not miss talking to Morgan Milam for anything. Um, so, hey, Stephen, I see you there. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, I'm glad you're here. We're going to be talking to Morgan Milam here in about 15 minutes. The first piece of news I need to get out there, and I'll be repeating that throughout. Tomorrow's show with Corin Nemec was pushed back till next Friday, a week from tomorrow, because I'm not feeling good. And when I called him, he wasn't feeling good. He'd been sick for the last 5 days. I've been sick for the last 2 days, and we agreed that we were going to come back together a week from tomorrow, strong. So our show with Corin Nemec will be on the 16th of February. Man, that's gonna be an action-packed weekend. All I gotta say. I got Corin Nemec on the 16th, and Joe Cornette and the cast of Gunfight at the Rio Bravo on Saturday. Hell yeah! All right. Yeah, I am not feeling good at all. In fact, we will have to postpone our date as well, Anthony, because I'm not feeling that good. Once I feel back up to normal, we will get our date together and we will talk. We're gonna talk. So we're gonna be talking. Um, see, yeah, look at that. Look at that. House of Horrors in the house being talked up. That's what I like seeing. That's what I like seeing. Um, Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. So today, with Morgan, it's her birthday. That's right. Today is her birthday. A lot has changed for this young lady since we last chatted with her. She's gotten married. She completed her first film directing job. I think she's doing some more as that. She's doing some other fun films that are getting real close to being released. When we talked to her last time, we mentioned some movies were in post production, like Shark Exorcist 2. Hell yeah, I can't wait for Shark Exorcist 2, right? But now that they're completed, now they're being pushed, they're being targeted for release. So Morgan's gonna have a very busy year here in 2024. Um, and which is gonna be neat too, because she is taking on the biggest role of her life, but I'm gonna wait for her to talk about that. Um, So today's her birthday. It's funny when I mentioned the show to her. I said, "Hey, would you like to come on and do the show?" And she said, it's my birthday." And I said, "Oh, we know we're in good company now. When you see that, the Ice Lord is in the house." That's right. That's right. Uh, what's going on, Echo and Ice Lord? And so I asked her if she want to do the show. She mentioned it would be her birthday. So I said, well, we could do it. We could do that another time. But she actually wanted to come up on here and talk with us on her birthday. And needless to say, we're very tickled by that. Um, and yeah, nothing too much. Wes, just hanging in there. I'm gonna get through tonight. I'm not feeling the best today, but we're gonna plow on. We're gonna plow on. Um, So I know the midnight hour is starting at 10:15 or 10:30. I'm not sure who's hosting it. I'm not sure if that's Hobbs or not, but if it is, then we're all going to rush over to Hobbs' show after this one. Um, I don't know what he's doing either. I'm not sure if there's topics or another watch along. You know what? That's what I think I'm getting, Wes. I think I got it, and I think a lot of people got it. Because I am sore as hell. And the thing about it is, though, here's what sucks about that is I actually wore my mask, but I do think that I do think I caught something from somebody. I don't know if it was hand to hand contact or whatever it was, but yeah, not feeling the best. And again, our guest for tomorrow, Corin Nemec, we will be pushing that show back to a week from Friday. So it won't be tomorrow. It'll be a week from tomorrow. And we'll be talking to Corin Nemec. All right. Let's see what's coming on the calendar. Oh my gosh, you guys! I'm surprised. I'm surprised you guys don't know the calendar by heart by now. See, Wes says he got it at the end of November through December. Bummer. Yeah, everybody's gonna get sick the past month. That's right, Steven, you were really sick a couple of weeks ago. And then see yeah, and the ice. I was wondering where the ice sword was. We were wondering where the ice sword was. He made an appearance and then he disappeared again. So we were wondering what had happened to him, and it looks like that he was not feeling so good either. All right. Oh. So is anybody going out to watch Lisa Frankenstein or Dune this weekend? I think those two of the big movies that people are talking about. But I got to talk about this, man. I got to turn you guys onto this. Go to Tubi and look up Wolf Hollow. Man, oh man, werewolf movies are getting better. I mean, as far as volume and the quality goes, um, man, it seems to be like there's like two or three really good werewolf movies a year, and that's a really nice change. I know there's going to be, I think there's going to be another one out in the desert called Elizabeth Chamberlain is actually working on that, and that is where bikers versus werewolves. I'm sure that movie is going to be a ball of fun. The title is a little bit like, but okay, sign me up for it. I mean, people are doing werewolf movies and they're doing them right. Wolf Hollow is an amazing movie. Very, very well done for the budget it had. Really well done. Got every penny on the screen. Um, Hi, Anna. Anna is here. Uh, uh, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I understand. I understand. Are you? I know we started an hour late than we normally do, and that's because Morgan had a birthday dinner. So I'm sure, and I know she's shooting a film even as we speak too. So I'm not exactly sure how long we'll have her. I'm not gonna really, I'm not gonna really keep. I'm gonna see how much energy she has. If we can get an hour, we'll get an hour out of it. I do know that they are filming. Yes, hit the like button and share us out. Um, I really enjoyed the talk we had yesterday with Brandon Crum. That was a lot of fun. He was one of the stars of Wolf Hollow, and he was here yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. Really good guest. Had a lot to say. Really liked the way he carried himself, and he explained. We talked about a lot of cool topics yesterday. Um, if you haven't seen that chance, if you haven't had a chance to listen or to watch that, please do so. And remember, all these shows here on YouTube, you do not have to watch them in order to enjoy them. You can put them on as a radio and just listen to it. You can have it on your TV, you could have it on your phone, and you could be doing whatever you need to do. You don't necessarily have to watch it. You can listen to it just like you do a radio or satellite radio or Spotify or anything else like that. All right, the doorbell has rang, and let's go get our birthday girl, the lovely Morrigan Milam. Here we go. And she's back.
Hi, how are you?
Look at you. Hi, how are you? Good. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
I can't believe you let us talk to you on your birthday. I'm so tickled by that.
It's just time, I've
Yeah.
got quite a bit of it.
Yeah, I'm really glad we're able to do this now because I didn't think that we would be able to do this in the future. Um, and I'm not gonna. Okay, so yeah, I don't want another. I don't want to be. I told you, I think last time you were here, or maybe not, but the one time out of 400 shows that I truly was scared to death doing this show, I was for a guest, is I had Augie on, Augie Duke.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I showed you that video or not. She was so pregnant. I mean, I was like, okay, if you have to, if you burp or you need to run or anything happens, you just go. You don't say anything, you just go. I was,
Yeah.
I was scared.
Well, I have a few more months to go. He's still baking, so
Congratulations, Morgan, on impending motherhood. I think
thank
you'll be a
you.
fantastic mother,
Thank
and also congratulations on getting married.
Thanks. It's exciting how quick life can take a turn, you know.
Yes, yes, yes. I totally get that. What's the biggest change about being about now that you're married? What's the biggest change that you've noticed so far?
Not having to do my own taxes.
Yeah, nice. Yes, yes, that's right.
That'll do it.
Uh, let's see. The chat is here already in force. We have our good friend Anna's here. Stephen is here. Stephen from the House of Horror. Stephen Chang is here.
Hi,
Michael
Steven.
James Denard. Hi, Michael. How are you? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Um, I got something for you for your birthday.
I'm so excited.
I am too, actually, because I know you'll totally dig it. So we picked up this movie. We picked this movie. We're like, there's nobody who we want to give this to more than our good friend Morgan, and it is well. Let's see this here. Let me see if I can get the title down. It is Blood of the Chupacabras.
Oh my god, I love it.
So so you.
I have such a strong love-hate relationship with chupacabras because I was terrified of them as a little girl, but now I'm
Yep.
slowly learning to love them.
Yeah. As soon as they saw that, I said, "Oh no, I know that. I know where this has to go. This has to go
Oh,
straight
I
to
love that.
Morgan."
Anything chupacabra, I'm down.
Uh, so yeah, you are working on a film even as we speak right now. What are you currently working on?
So currently I'm actually finished working on things. Um, Acting wise, film wise, I'm doing a lot of director duties for a movie called Lesbian Ouija Board. Um, I was recently announced as their director that they brought on for that. So currently I am going through the script and I'm writing out character descriptions, and then I will be casting people soon for roles for that film.
Now,
Um,
will there be any chupacabras in it?
no, no chupacabras in this one, but I am hoping to eventually have my own chupacabra movie out. At this point, it's kind
That
of
would
a
be
necessity. I'm gonna have to do it. So
that would be a lesbian Ouija board. That sounds like a lot of fun. Um,
it's definitely, the title leads you to believe it's a lot more than what it is, in terms of sleaze and things like that. But it's really just a phenomenal descriptive title. It's just letting you know the kind of people that are involved, what's being used, and the hell that's gonna unleash. So
now, have you started getting? Our friend Michael wants to know if you started to get into screenwriting now. Now that you have a break coming up, are you going to start writing scripts while you
um
on your downtime?
so I've been wanting to write another film for myself. Um my husband and I have been bouncing ideas back and forth off of each other. But nothing super solid yet that I can post about, but it will happen. I would like to do another movie. Um, Maybe a full length feature. I had so much extra stuff with Martian Girl Massacre. I feel like I would just be able to whip out a full feature no problem. Because I had to cut a ton of stuff out of my
Yeah.
short film. It was going to end up being 45 minutes long.
That's a short film if you do a three-story anthology.
Yeah, but I only had room for 10, 15 minutes in Donald's Amityville Aliens, so
Was that for Donald with Donald Farmer?
Yeah, that was for his latest anthology. They just released an announcement for the finishing funds for his Amityville Aliens. So there's an Indiegogo coming up soon for that.
Well, we're all waiting for. I think Shark Exorcist 2 is in the pipeline now for release.
Yeah,
I think it's finished post, and it's
yeah,
being waiting for. Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
can't
sure.
wait for that. Let's see. Oh, everybody's saying hi to each other. So what have you been doing the last 4 or 5 months since we last talked? We know we got married. So you feel like sharing a little bit of that with us, like how
Um,
that happened? We love,
so
we love love stories here.
in the last like couple of months, I did a lot. I met my current husband, and in the midst of all that, I was also filming my first like short film. And then, the day that I started filming my short film was the day that we also found out that I was pregnant.
Mm,
So while I was directing and acting and doing all those things, I was also dealing with, being in my first trimester, and I was super nauseous. But he was really great, stuck by me, did a good job in the movie, died like a champ. It's been really fun. Yeah. Other than that, I just had the couple of films lined up because after I found out I was pregnant, I didn't want to do a whole lot.
right,
I wanted
right.
to take it easy. So I had agreed to do I did Disremembered and Sorority Babes with Acrostar Films, and then I also did Bloodsick Productions, Coven of the Black Cube, a lead role for that as well. I played Violet, and we just got back. Hey babe, how long have we been back from Philadelphia?
That was
It's like
two
a
weekends ago.
2 weekends ago.
Last weekend was the con.
Okay, so last weekend was Monster Fest Mania. The weekend before that, I was doing Coven of the Black Cube in Philadelphia, which
And then the weekend before that was Sorority Babes.
PA, Philadelphia is not fun.
No, I bet. No, Philadelphia, yeah, it's sketchy.
If anyone ever tells you Philadelphia is a good time, it's because they were born in Philly, raised in Philly, and that's all they know is Philly. Because
And
there's not like my fields. There's no
and
way.
they know all the back roads to escape all the madness going on there. Now,
Oh my god.
Philadelphia is not a place I would like to visit anytime soon.
If it's warmer, I'm sure if it's warmer months, it would have been a little more tolerable because everything was so close together. Like, there was a lot of just walking and things. If it was warmer, I feel like it would have been a little more like tolerable having to go to and from the car because parking was so bad. We had to park at a park that was like a 4-minute drive from the apartment, if that we were staying in. So it wasn't that bad of a walk. It was like 7 minutes or something. But with the Philly cold and the costuming that I had and all that stuff, Lord have mercy on my soul. It was chilly.
Right, right. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I would think Philadelphia, as far as filmmaking goes, I would think that summer would probably be a much better time to film there.
Um,
Um,
Beautiful places though. We shot in some beautiful cemeteries. There was water next to the one cemetery. It was gorgeous, like a running river with like all these shrubs and stuff. It was gorgeous. But I would personally not pick that as my vacation destination.
let's see, everybody over here is, let's see, Michael's asking us some of your director influences. Yeah, yeah, when you were filming, that was that was your first direction, right? That was your Martian Girl. That was
Yeah.
your first time actually directing. How was that like? Was it different from becoming an actress to becoming a director? Did you physically feel the change when you were directing versus just acting?
So a lot of people talked about how the dynamic changes with like yourself and how you handle things. I didn't really feel too much of a shift. Um, Pretty much stayed in the same mindset, except for the fact that I had a vision I was trying to get out, and I wanted to make sure I could do it to the best of my abilities with the things that I was provided with. Um, I don't really have any influences because a lot of the directors I enjoy are kind of nut jobs. And I really want to avoid being a Kubrick, you know. I don't want to do actual emotional damage to somebody. That's just
Right.
not who I want to be. But I
Right.
also admire him because that man he's got an idea and he's going to get that fucking idea. And if that means that Jack Nicholson's got to do 80 takes for one line, that means Jack Nicholson's doing 80 takes for one line until he gets it. So it's commendable, but not reasonable at
Could you
all.
imagine,
So,
could you imagine Stanley Kubrick being alive today with digital cameras?
can I tell you that that man would be canceled so fast?
He would, yeah, he would never make it off he'd never make the first day off.
No,
He'd
no.
never make it off the first day on the set.
He'd pull
I
that
mean,
crap and they'd cancel him so quick that it'd be like it's like that stink with Mia Goth right now because apparently she kicked some extra in the face, which I'd just like to point out. I would let her kick me in the face as payment for being an extra. Honestly, I would personally, but whatever. It's
yeah,
it's
I can't imagine her actually doing that. I heard that story too, and I'm going like, you really gonna expect us to sit there and believe that she can just
they've
out?
got to be reaching. She's been doing this for so long. There's never been any incidents with her and her aggression or anything of the sort that I'm aware of. So
Just someone wanted to get a little bit more of their 15 seconds of fame.
yeah, someone
Um,
saw an opportunity and took it. And, you know, let's say they did get hit. It was probably a misstep. Also, I
yeah.
apologize. The block is hot right now.
The what?
The block is hot. All those sirens
Oh, okay.
going off. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the
I
sirens.
apologize.
Yeah.
That was probably loud.
Are you back home now?
Yes.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been
Okay.
home for 2 weeks now. This is my first weekend not doing anything. So,
Must be nice. Must be really nice.
well,
Mm,
it's hard to shut your brain off. And also, I guess when I say not doing anything, I mean like actively being on a set because I'm running things for Brad Thomason's Succula because I'm co-directing that with him. I'm doing things for Lesbian Ouija Board. And then I've got a few other things in the works. I was just cast in Air Fryer Slaughter. That's a
what was it
remote
called again?
Air Fryer Slaughter. Yeah.
Okay. So is
Brought
that
to
gonna
you
be
by
is that a double header? Is that gonna be a double header with the other movie? With we need to make that like a double header with Shark Exorcist 2 or what Succula?
some
I think
it
you know
needs a fun
I think you invited me to that group.
it needs a fun cohort to go with it. Maybe like some killer vegetables or something. I'm not quite sure. A haunted blender. Just that's kind of gross.
Air fryer. I'm just thinking air fryer and Ouija board, lesbian Ouija board. That sounds like a double header made in heaven.
I I'm doing a remote role for that film because right now all I really want to do is like remote stuff. I can't fly anymore. I've officially reached the point in my
Okay.
term where I'm no longer allowed on the airplane and travel is
Yeah,
just not great in a car for me and my legs. It's
yeah,
just better
yeah.
for me to act from home.
Still one of my favorite memories. Still one of my favorites. When you flew your first time. If you, I have to, yeah. Go back to our first interview with Morgan, and we talk about her first time that she flew, and how everybody was just, it was so sweet. Yeah. And you're
I
gonna be a great mom. You're gonna be a great mom.
It was such a hard time flying for the first time. But now that I've done it a few times, I can honestly say that it doesn't get any easier.
No, no, no. No,
No.
it gets you know what I used to really like let me catch up here real quick. Dell says, "Hey Dell, come on in. What's up?" And there's our good friends Greg Scorpion in the house from Scorpion Metals. He's here. Hi Greg, how are you? See the Ice Lord says hello, happy birthday, Morgan.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
let's see. Wes is going Ouija, lesbian Ouija board now available from Parker Brothers. Rest assured, Wes will be the first one to buy the movie, guaranteed, guaranteed. And you're right. I mean, a title in the movie, it doesn't always necessarily. I mean, sometimes a title will work for a movie, and sometimes it'll work against it.
Yep.
Have you done? I mean, a movie like Air Fryer Massacre? I mean, are you looking at that? Do you look when you approach a project like that, and you get the producer or the director walks up there and says, "Yeah, we're gonna call our movie Air Fryer Massacre." As an actress, do you like feel like do you feel like sometimes the title can just crush a movie without even before the first shot is being filmed because of a bad title?
Well, I grew up off of Trauma, and there was quite a few films like Killer Redneck Zombies. There's a Killer Condom movie. I find that the title, if it's even if it is a little wacky and out there, it kind of is an eye grabber in and of itself, like putting ass cheeks on the front cover.
Right.
Just because the cover is, it sells you doesn't mean that the whole film will sell you. And just because the title is wacky and fun doesn't always mean that the movie will be wacky and fun. But you enjoyed reading it and seeing it, so giving it a shot's not the worst thing that you could do.
So you're hoping that the more people that are curious about the movie will outweigh the ones who look at it and dismiss it right away.
Absolutely. I think that curiosity is really going to get people with this one, because the title itself lets you know exactly what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
It's a killer air fryer, and it's gonna slaughter a bunch of people. But it how does it slaughter people? It's an air fryer. What is it going to look like? How big is it going to be? It's just, there's so many up in the air questions that have to be answered by
Can,
watching
can,
the movie.
can you cook donuts in it?
Yeah, like, are we gonna put food in it and that's what sets it off? What possibly could be done with the food that's in the air fryer?
How many people in the chat have cooked with the air fryer? We want to know in the chat, what's your favorite dish that you've cooked in an air fryer? Go.
Favorite dish that I've cooked in an air fryer?
Yeah, what's your favorite dish that you've cooked in an air fryer?
Sweet potato fries.
Okay, I think that's going to be a popular one. I think the people in the chat will come back with that one as well. I've heard the
Sweet
fries are
potato
really good.
fries is so good in an air fryer. Oh,
Yep. Steven mentions French fries. Wes says he's done McDonald's in an air fryer.
I
Uh,
bet that makes it a lot better, especially if it's cold when you get home.
Steven, our House of Horror says, will the air fryer be defeated by the brave little toaster?
I
That's
can only hope, because that's the best shit I've ever heard. I hope Matt Skinner watches this and hears that, because Matt, I'm telling you, this is a sequel. We've got a sequel right here. This is
I
it.
I do. I'm actually thinking Attack of the Killer Donuts air fryer edition myself.
I bet donuts in an air fryer would be good. A little crunch with the sweet.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, so as far as the director and the actress go, I mean, it's two different things. As an actress or an actor, you come out and see a title of the movie and you go like, okay, I'm gonna give it my best. How hard is it for you to actually pony up your game, your acting game, to match the title or the dialogue? I mean, because I really believe this, Morgan. I really believe that when you come off your hiatus, I really do. When you come off your hiatus from having your baby and you get back into starting working, I think it'll be I think your work is going to be I think you're going to find yourself being in more demand for more prestigious projects. Are you ready for that leap? Are you ready to climb up there
Well,
to
the last couple of things that I've done, especially with Acrostar Films, have been myself setting up future endeavors. I wanted to do Disremembered because I wanted to see if I had the acting capabilities that I felt that I did. And everybody fucking absolutely crushed it. Everybody was amazing. And I really surprised myself with a lot of things. Like, I had never cried
yeah,
for a role
mention
before, and I had myself crying for several different scenes. And it was just a lot of different raw emotion. It
now
it definitely it helps when you can find things in a script to kind of like connect to. And if it's impossible to find something to connect to, because I've had that happen, your best bet is to just play pretend. I think that's what, like, being a dancer and all that other stuff really helped with, was getting into the zone of being another person, and really bringing that character to life.
when you had to make yourself cry, did you use your secret weapon? Did you use your Dragon Ball?
So I did call upon Shinlong for that one. I did. I was like, "Hey, listen, bud, I gotta use my balls on this one. I need help because I'm struggling."
That's right. I can do this. Wah!
Yep. Yep.
Well, I know you mentioned that last time. That was some of the things. So I asked you what were you going to be working on. That was actually one of the things you mentioned about was to work on showcasing your skills as far as your emotions go. And that is a hard thing to do as an actor. I mean, there's still actors even today that they have a hard time gripping that. To prepare themselves to do something like that. And to me, it's like that's part of that's one of the things I was wondering if you struggle with is like when you're doing a drama, right? Like family drama or whatnot. It's easier to bring that out. But if you're doing Air Fryer Massacre and someone's asking you, okay, I want you to cry during this scene, I just think to me that's incredibly difficult. That's more difficult doing that scene in that movie than it would be doing, like,
Just gotta get real sad about that air fryer.
yeah.
You just gotta really think about how bummed out you are about that air fryer. Think about the family that air fryer had. There were children.
I just think I do. I don't. I've learned to appreciate it. Like our guest that we had on last night, Brandon Crumb, we were talking about. He did a movie called Wolf Hollow, and man, that movie was good. I was way above what I was expecting. It was really dynamic, but it's a werewolf movie, so it's like okay, the acting was really above average for me. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, they elevated all their game up, even though it's a werewolf movie, but they elevated all their acting up, for a concept. A lot of times I think for independent horror, that the trap is that they come in and it's just another set. It's another quickie. We're gonna shoot for 4 days and we're done. We're going on to the next one. We're going to a convention or whatnot. To me, it's so hard to come onto that set and to stay and to develop a character, develop a backstory, to make us care about the characters that we're watching in a movie like Air Fryer Massacre. I mean, and to be able to do that and bring those emotions out, and when someone looks at the movie instead of just laughing all the way through, which may be the intent, but at the same time, you want to watch a movie that has a little bit of heart to
I
it,
think
right?
it depends on who you decide to have as the actor slash actress in the role when it comes to things like that. For me, that personally boils down to professionalism and your love for the acting itself. um if you hire someone that is just showing up to sets, busting one after the other after the other after the other, giving you the same kind of energy, the same kind of looks, the same kind of emotions, that's them and that's their style of professionalism, and maybe they feel as though they're taking it quite seriously, but it is not coming off as that way,
Right.
that kind of thing. Whereas if you hire someone that is really into it and loves doing it and finds, solace and themselves in the craft, it doesn't matter what the role is because they're going to give their 150% every single time, and they're going to make you feel something regardless of if it's air fryer slaughter or if it's a movie like Disremembered. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
just, I think it's truly dependent on the human being cast in the role.
Now, as a budding director, are you now? Have you found yourself starting to keep notes about certain actors you've worked with as a director? Like which actors are coming bringing their A game and which ones are maybe
I've been
not.
doing
Do
that
you
since
keep do you
back
keep
in.
that? Do you keep that in mind? Like you have like a little.
Can you hear the dog barking?
No.
Okay, cool. Just wondering.
No.
Um,
No.
can you hear that dog, John?
Is
Yeah,
it
it's like
dog?
it's obnoxious. Okay, so since you can't hear it, that's good. I've been doing that kind of thing since I started getting back into acting a couple years ago. And it's mostly because I like to keep notes of how people behave on set, how they behave off of set. You know, how was their interactions with me? How were their interactions with the director? You know, a lot of things add up. And I make mental note of things. I have a list of people that I'll never work with again.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people like that I've been seeing online recently, and I know for a fact they'll probably reach out for, you know, roles for a couple of the films that I'm going to be promoting, and I am going to probably deny them because I've seen how they act on set. I've seen how, you know, they are online and all that other stuff. I'm just
Yeah, you know what? That's funny you say that, because you know, I know we're going into a little bit of dark territory tonight, but that's something worthy to talk about. Like, we know a mutual friend who's been having a really hard time recently online, and which really surprised me. It really surprised me because she's such a sweet person, and I've been seeing her on her posts, and she's been, like, you know, saying how a lot of people keep on attacking her over and over and over, and it's like, you know,
That's
like, you know, my past is the past, and you know, quit bringing it up. You know, there's nothing I could do to change it, but I guess people keep hammering for it. And to me, it's like, you know, if I'm a director and there's a peer out there and they're being trying to be canceled on, per se, or whatnot. I want to find out who's doing that. I really do. I really want to find out who's going behind there and just like laying out somebody for what? For what? Personal gain, jealousy,
all it
disdain?
is.
Yeah.
It's it's somebody hating from outside of the club because they can't get in.
Okay.
Is exactly what that is. I find that people talk the most shit when they cannot be involved in things they want to be involved with and work with people that they want to work with. You know, they've mussied up networking somewhere, whether it be because they are dicks or don't put out good work or judge other people's work when they can't complete work, or whatever the issues are that the indie community constantly sees with directors and such. um it's usually envy.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to see who catch up here real quick. Hi, Sue. How are you? Glad you're here. I see you out there, brother Max. How are you? See, the Ice Lord is still with us. Good to see you. Ice Lord is still here, hanging in. Van City's Adventure just rolled on in, throwing some orange hearts in honor of the orange cat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So is the Cheetah. Um, I did right before I went on the air today, right before I went on with you. I saw someone posted that they're going to make another Zootopia next year. I don't know if you know, because you like animation. We've already established
um
that.
is Zootopia the cute like animated series from, or
Yeah,
series movie from
I think it
Pixar or whatever it
was.
is?
Yeah, yeah,
That
and,
was
and
cute.
it had the fat cheetah in there. He was a policeman, but he's a fat
I
cheetah.
love it. I love him so much. He's so cute. He's a, oh.
You're killing me. You are killing me. I want to see a chupacabra in the next Utopia. That's what.
I do too.
That's what.
Let's see some cryptids in this one.
Let's see. Dell mentions first a Lil Wayne reference, then a Chris Brown reference. Did I wander into the wrong stream? I thought this was Patrick's channel. Oh man, we can talk. We can go anywhere.
Hey,
Oh my
hey,
gosh,
I like Lil Wayne and I love Chris Brown.
that's right. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
diversity in this piece.
Um, I have not heard very much from either one of those two, but you know, I'm just glad that you keep a because I really do feel directors and producers, it's okay for them to keep that book of professionals and not so professionals, because when you do, because you don't have that much money, you don't have that much time, and you really got to make a really fast impression, hard impression. So you want to get the best you can right away to make the biggest punch possible,
Yeah.
because it's an incredibly crowded field now. I mean, it's funny, as physical media dissolves, as it dissolves, it's never been more busier for people making things. That's what's really incredible about this. It's like it's never been more busier, and
It
yet, and yet, and, Go ahead.
we've had quite a large boom with the indie film and the indie community and stuff, which is really really good, and I'm really excited to see all of this like great stuff coming out, all of this amazing art from all of these actors and directors and writers and things.
Now, some of the movies some of the have you seen anybody recently that has captured your eye in terms of acting or directing? Um, who mentored you? Did you get a mentor for your first directing for Martian Girl? Did you have anybody mentor you during the
So
process?
I had I had an assistant director, but that is about as far as mentoring goes for that sort of thing. I pretty much threw myself in, no floaties, and did it all on my own. I asked questions here and there, but it was multiple people that were helping me. I didn't have one specific person really to pinpoint and kind of credit to, other than Donald for having faith in me for this film, because I don't know what he saw in me, but he saw something and he said, "Why don't you go ahead and just do it?" And I did.
Donald has a really good eye, though, Morgan. He really does.
He
He actually he gets a
go
lot
so
of he's got a really good eye. He knows talent when he sees it.
it made me feel really good when he was like, "You should write a segment," and I was like, "Me?
Yeah.
Me to write a segment? Okay, I've never written anything a day in my life, but I'll go ahead and give that a whirl."
Yep. Yep. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he did it because, like I said, I mean, when we were talking to him, that's one thing I got. What I got my impression of him was, he loves as much as he loves making movies. I think he loves finding new people. I think that's what he really loves now.
He likes to open doors for people and really push them to do better. I'll never forget the first time being on set with Donald, and I was still kind of getting back into the groove of things. And I asked the simplest question about like how I should choke, because there's a scene after we do the Ouija board where I go through a possession, and I had never done an Alka-Seltzer tablet. I had never done anything like that really, and I asked him, like, what do you think I should, like, what do you want me to sound like? And instead of just kind of like nonchalant descripting it to me, he gave me like a literal 1 minute long, like gagging, "This is what I want you to sound like" demonstration.
Right.
Blew my freaking mind, man. So, and all I had to do was I literally, like, in my head, jotted down, quote unquote, the notes about how it sounded, how he looked, what did his neck look like what were the facial movements? Was he jerking around? What did his eyes look like? All of those things, and applied it, and it was great. He said it was the best shit he'd ever seen, and I was like, oh my god.
How cool is that too, to actually go to a director and ask for input? A lot of people would just go right ahead and look for other movies to like pattern themselves off to. Oh, I can just do Mercedes McCambridge. I could do that, and I can do that, or
It
I
makes
could do.
me so sad when I hear people on set like, inspiration is one thing, but when you tell me that you are going to pull this exact thing from a movie and you're going to replicate it in this one,
Yeah.
it is frustrating because that is not going to organically flow with the script whatsoever. It's not. It's People are probably going to be able to look at it and go, "Oh, that's a homage to such and such from such and
Right.
such." And
And
the
that's not the
director's going
intention.
to be like, "No, that's not what I wanted." Like,
How did the Alka Seltzer taste when you put it in your mouth? I mean, it's pretty nasty, isn't it?
it was
Did
not
you,
good. It did not taste good at all. And I kind of crunched it a little bit to try to make it smaller. And
uh-huh.
I,
Hobbs is here. Hey, Hobbs. Let's see. Dell says they already made another a Zootopia. It's called Elementals. Yeah, and it didn't have a fat cheetah in it, Dell. That's why we need to see Elementals too. That's right. Uh, and Miss Elaine says, happy birthday, Morgan. Thank you so
oh,
much for,
thank you.
stopping by and saying that.
That's so sweet.
Aerostar Films, man, I've been hearing that name a lot recently. Um, so how did you get your relation started with them? I know that they did a movie called Attack of the Corn Zombies, which I hear is already on Tubi.
It is a
And also,
movie. Check it out. It's good.
I can't wait to watch it. I mean, I talked to an actress named Mia Katz, who
Oh, I
was
love
in.
God bless. She's so good. I
She
just worked
really is.
with Sorority Babes.
Yeah, she's very sweet. I really like talking with her.
Yeah,
So how did you get involved with Acrostar Films?
many moons ago, SJ messaged me about Desperate Souls. I mean, this was years ago, I think, because it had been in the works for a hot second. I'm pretty sure. And I at the time I was very interested in Moira. I loved the idea of being presented with an opportunity like that. I was not confident in my acting abilities. I also had a lot of things that I was doing at the time. I'm pretty sure this was all occurring around the time that I was doing Debbie Does Demons and a few other films. So there was a lot of clashing schedules. So I
Mm.
just ended up having to pass on that role, which I'm really glad I did because I don't know if you've watched Desperate Souls or not, but Angel literally fucking knocks it out of the ballpark.
Yeah,
Like,
and Angel's one of my favorites.
oh my God, is she talented? She did so good. I literally, mwah, chef's kiss. It
Yeah.
was great. So SJ and I had been in contact for a while now, and we'd wanted to work together forever. And eventually, we finally got like to talking, and we talked about doing Disremembered with Angel, because her and I worked together on a lot of stuff. And he was like, "I really want to see you guys on a set together, but I want to see you guys on a set together with actual dialogue that requires emotion and range." And I was like, I love that, and I would love to do that. Please, can we do that? So that's what we did.
Do you know how rare that is these days to watch movies like that when you have some heavy hitters? Like I was watching a movie called Rules of Engagement a couple of weeks ago, and they had scenes with Samuel Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones. And I'm thinking to myself, going like, you know how rare it is to have people on that same skill level go share scenes together.
That
It's,
is
I
so.
mean, they
It's
could be in the
so.
same movie. They could be in the same movie, but they don't always have a lot of scenes together on the movie.
Yeah.
So, what was it like to actually, to get just to score off against a peer like that, and to elevate, a
It
performance?
was such a because her and I had just come off working together for a film called Waspzilla, which is way more cheeky and fun. She plays my deputy, or yeah, she plays my rookie, and I'm Deputy Callahan. And we have this like I'm kind of Arlie Ermy, fucking really stern kind
Yeah,
of thing, and she's kind of ditzy and she's really goofy and stuff, and it's fun. But then we went straight from that to Disremembered, which is like completely opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to script and dialogue and things. The content of it is very much so more heavy. It's way more psychological. It is very in your brain, making you think, making you uneasy. Your skin will crawl, kind of thing. And getting to like actually delve into something like that with someone that gives that much of a shit about it the way that I do,
hmm
so refreshing.
So yes, it is. I tell you, it's refreshing. It's really refreshing hearing you say Ermy. Holy shit!
So refreshing. Oh, do
I
people
I, I
that?
love Ermy. Ermy's the shit. Does anybody know who Ermy is? We won't tell them the full name. We'll see if anybody remembers who Ermy is. Ermy's the bomb. I love
Oh,
watching him. Oh, he was the best.
so
How did
good.
how what did you watch? Did you discover him watching movies, or did you get him watching his shows on History Channel?
I discovered him from movies, and the first movie I ever watched with him in it was The Frighteners,
Oh yes, God,
because he plays the ghost,
yes,
the drill sergeant ghost. And I
yeah,
remember being a little girl and being like, "That guy's funny. I like him."
yeah,
And ever
man,
since, I've always loved the stuff that he was in. I remember watching I'm pretty sure it's Full Metal Jacket that he was in.
yeah, Sergeant Hartman
So good. Good Lord in heaven, he's so good.
should have won. He should have been nominated for an Oscar for that. And
Yeah.
Kubrick said that. Kubrick said that. He said, "Yeah, this guy, he deserved to be
He's a
nominated."
very talented man, and I don't
He was.
understand has it. I mean, unless he has, and I don't know about it, but he should have won something for his shit by now. He makes me shake in my little boots, and I'm not even in the same room.
He actually did comedy, which shocked the hell out of me. Yeah. I was really surprised. I'm like, wow, he's doing comedy. All right, sign me up for that.
And the cool thing about it is, like, in the comedies, he's usually playing himself, which I love even more.
What about? Let me ask you this completely off track real quick, because I really want to know. So what movies did caught your eye last year? What were like your 5 favorite movies that you watched last year that you didn't have any involvement in?
Oh man, oh man. So that's asking a lot, because I watched a lot of indie film, and I didn't really have like favorites. So the one that really sticks out the most to me was Bobby Knight Jr.'s Grandma. I don't know if you've watched that yet, but it was absolutely phenomenal. Oh God. So Bobby and I worked together on Intinction, and he directed Debbie Does Demons, and he did this shot on video film called Grandma. And the guy that plays Grandma is it's very clearly a man in a like nightgown with this grandma mask on. And it has some of the most gross deaths I've ever seen in indie film, and it looks and sounds realistic, and that's a huge win for me. Dialogue is really good. The story is original. I love it. Everyone gave it their all. There's a plot twist at the end that, like, you never see a good plot twist in indie film these days, and it was a really good one. Like, I never saw it coming, ever. And at the end, I was just like, oh, Bobby, I did not expect that.
I was like that with Brightwood. I watched that from Cinephobia releasing. That was my #1 movie, and then I watched it. I did not expect that ending to come out the way it did. I was like, damn, that's freaking great.
Happy.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's hard for you think it's hard for indie films to get those kind of pop endings, because to me I always feel like sometimes I feel like the movie has run out of money toward the end. They have their small budget, and they're working their way all through it, and they're trying to finish the movie before they run out of money. And I think sometimes that causes them to cut time off of a movie, or to do an ending that doesn't have the same impact as the beginning of the movie.
I have to grab my ferret, so 1 second.
Oh, no problem.
Hey, get in here, because we can't have this right now. Like 20, you're fine. I know, rough life. Tell me all about it here in a minute. Oh, okay.
Okay. How is your ferret?
He's got his hair back, which is phenomenal. He's also got his energy back, and he's a spunky little shit.
So do ferrets do zoomies?
He does do zoomies. He's older now, though, so he doesn't really quite do them. Hold on, I will just.
All right, you get a chance to see the ferret. Oh, very cute. He's very cute.
Thank you.
How old is he now?
We think I think he's about 3 or 4, which ferrets have a very surprisingly short lifespan, sadly.
Yeah.
So he's considered senior at this point, I'm pretty sure. And there's an adrenal gland disease that he has that caused him to lose all of his hair, and he's very shaky now. He's got a nude butt.
Well, will he grow all his fur back okay?
Yeah. So it's taken a while, but he was missing quite a bit of fur, and now we've got most of it back, especially on his head, which we thought he was going to be bald forever.
Right.
Yeah,
So do you have to put him in a special? Do you have to put him in a special cage or a box, and with warmth on there? Do ferrets sleep underneath blankets?
So he actually likes to sleep in a banana. He has a hammock that he likes to sleep in, but he would prefer to not be in his cage, and he would like to sleep in mother's nice blankets.
Okay. All right. Well, he's a lucky ferret.
Yes. He's spoiled rotten, because you never know how long you have with your animals, and he's sick. He has seizures and stuff. So every day I wake up and I'm like, please, Lord,
Yeah, no, I do the same thing. I do the same thing, Morgan. When I get up, the first thing I look for is the cheetah. As soon as I see him coming in, and then I know it's another good day.
Yep.
So I get that. Um, so what else did you see out there that caught your eye? Do you look at movies sometimes and wish that you were in the movie that you're watching? Like, man, look at Attack of the Corn Zombies. I want to be a corn zombie. I mean,
Um, sometimes, yeah. It depends. It depends on the film, but I also know that I have access to be able to audition for things. So if I really wanted to, I could put my foot out there and be like, "Hey, I would love to audition for this." And I've done it a few times, and I've been like, "Oh, damn, wish that I could be a part of that." But
and they find a way to make it happen.
I try my hardest, honestly. I wedge myself in there. I don't care, man. If there's enough room for me to get in, I will be in.
Sure, I get that. I get that. I can appreciate that. But when you come back from maternity leave, and you start doing those bigger movies, both as a director and as an actress, um, have you ever had to turn down a friend in any of your movies? Like if you had to direct it, have you ever had to tell a peer or a friend that, yeah, I'd love to have you in this movie, but it's just not going to work. I don't have
No,
the part for it.
no, not yet. Thankfully, but I'm sure at some point that will occur because there's going to be times where I post a casting call and someone will want to do something and I'm going to be like, "Well, I really had someone, more like this in mind for this role." But I'm also hoping that I will have enough things in a film to be able to offer a suggestion, like a different role. You know,
Right,
like I don't think you would be a good fit for this character, but maybe you should try this character.
right, right. I get that. Are you prepared? Are you prepared to come back from out of motherhood and ready to rock and roll? I mean, are you worried about the time off? Or how are you going to keep?
So
How are you going to keep busy acting wise? Are you just going to do remote shoots?
I'm
Uh,
gonna do
uh, uh,
remote stuff to kind of keep myself occupied, and also focus on directing and things like that. I don't think it's going to take me long to get back into stuff. I'm going to give myself about a month, maybe 2 months max to recoup after I have the baby, depending on how hard labor and delivery and things are for me because it's my first. But the moment that I'm able to go back to work as a dancer is the moment that I'll be able to go back to work as an actress, like being able to travel and do things. Um, I'd say the only thing that is going to make it a little more difficult about motherhood and acting is going to be taking the baby with me or finding someone to watch the babe. But
yeah,
I truly don't think that it's going to be too tough. I think I'll be able to work around it. I have no problems, my husband and my baby coming with me to film something.
right. No, no. I mean, I know a lot of working actresses. They balance it. They balance parenthood and working actor.
Yep.
It comes with the territory. It comes with the
Yep.
territory. So what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? You want to try next, as far as your career goes? Is there any goals that you have planned that you're working on for yourself and to improve your range? Um, maybe take roles on with, maybe projects with not so many people that you know. Maybe fresh faces to, that way nobody has any expectations of you.
I
Is
did
that
that
something
with Coven of the Black Cube. And I thought it was a really fun experience not knowing anybody because I didn't know anybody on that set. I only knew I barely knew the director, but that was just because we had talked a lot over the course of several weeks, getting to know each other and talking about the script and things. So it was nice. It's different because you don't know what you're going to get from the other actors that you're with. So it's kind of like I hope that this person can also deliver and remember their lines and all those things kind of deal. But whereas when you work with people that you're familiar with, you don't have to worry about that.
um,
Um,
how do people feel? Do people comment about how you seem because it is happening. I mean, this we got to be honest about it, but it does seem like your star is on the rise. Are you ready for the next step? I mean, are you ready for the next step of stardom? I mean, not acting wise. I think you're ready for that. But are you ready for like to become better well known and more popular?
So the thing is, and I don't know if it's just because I'm like genuinely kind of ditzy about it, but I don't really notice much of a change, I guess. Like I don't think that it will really affect me too much. So I'm ready. I think it'll be the same, just fans supporting and me getting to network with people and having a good time. The only difference will probably be more conventions,
Yeah,
which
you started doing conventions.
still astonishes me. People want to meet me and have stuff signed by me and all that stuff. I'm like, wow, crazy. But other than that, I'm ready. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
What was it? Oh, yeah, because you've done that. You actually did. You've actually done some conventions last time you and I talked. So what conventions did you work appear
I
in?
did Tiny Terror Toy Con, which was run out of one of the Carolinas. I think it was North Carolina. And then I just got back from Monster Fest Mania, which was in Cuyahoga County, Ohio.
Okay. How was the experience?
It was fun. First convention I did, I sold a few things, not a lot. I got to network with people, a lot of out of state people. I got to meet one of the guys that played Hellraiser or Pinhead and Hellraiser, which was really fun. Um, it was a good dip in, and then Monster Fest Mania, it picked up. It was like night and
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
Sold lots of DVDs. I sold lots of photos. People were stopping and chatting. People stopped and did little mini interviews. It was interesting. It was a good time.
Get used to that. Get used to that. That's gonna
I
happen.
love I love rambling because I as a child was very quiet, very meek. So getting to talk and never shut up is kind of my forte at this point. So
But horror
anytime I
fans love it.
ramble, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, horror fans love it. I think of all the actors out there, it's true. Horror actresses are probably definitely the most friendly and outgoing of any conventions. Probably followed right by behind by sci-fi. But yeah, they're very vivacious and they're very outgoing, and that's why when you go to a lot of conventions, that's why you see lines at horror desks and at science fiction tables. Because everybody wants to talk to the performers because they're outgoing. They're willing
Yeah.
to talk. Um, let's see. And Steven says that his friend Tori said happy birthday. Um, what did you get for your birthday? What did you do on your birthday day?
So today I got to relax. My husband got me things for my garden because I want to garden in the springtime.
Mhm.
And I also got to witness my best friend have her second baby, which was fun. So, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I was really tickled that you said that you're going to come over and hang out with us on your birthday. I was thinking, when you said, "Well, that's my birthday," and I think, "Well, we can move this back," and you said, "No, no, I want to come on. I want to come on." And I was like, I was so honored by that. Thank you so much for that.
Of
Um,
course.
how's your energy? How's your energy level? I bet you get tired a little easy, don't you?
I am constantly sleeping and breathing like an English bulldog.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
I sound
I get that. It's
Jackson before today. It's rough.
I'm gonna throw this out to the chat real quick. If you guys have any questions for Morgan, please throw them out there. Toss them out there. We'll get them answered. We're not going to do our usual 90 minutes. We're going to just do your questions, and then we're going to let Morgan go so she can so she can rest. Um, yeah, I don't want to overstress this.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course. So if you have any questions for Morgan, please toss it down, and she will answer them the best to her
Yeah.
ability. Yeah, yeah.
Give me some
Uh,
good
Yeah, I was going to ask you more about Acrostar. You mentioned how you met them. They seem to be a fast rising company. I mean, I went from hearing next to nothing to all of a sudden, like the last 2 weeks, that's all I've heard of is Acrostar.
I mean, they put out phenomenal work and they put it out in a timely manner. They make good with their, perk promises. Every penny that is, got like, gotten through Indiegogo and stuff is going directly towards the films, the actors, all of the things. Like it is all around they're all around a wonderful, like, group to work for. So I believe that they're getting a lot of hype because they should be.
Let me ask you this. I asked this question yesterday of Brandon Crumb, but I'd like to hear your answer. So a lot of indie films, they get sponsored by Indiegogos. Um, and it's really hard for a lot of indie movies to make money. They raise up $30,000 or $40,000, and you wonder how they're going to make the money back on that. Especially now the physical media is, as I said, is no longer viable. You can't depend on it um, right now, and I don't see streaming services. That's great, but they're not going to be going out there paying you a lot of money for your movie. They'll throw it out there, yes, but it's going to be like what 50 cents, for the first half hour. If someone watches it for an hour, you get $1. If they
Yeah.
watch the whole movie, $1.50. My question is this: if they start making money off their movies, right? If they start making money off their movies, do you think that the studio or the filmmaker has an obligation to use whatever profit they have off their movie for the next movie rather than to set up another Indiegogo?
Um, you know, I'm kind of a mixed bag on this. 1 second. Listen. Whew, sorry, had to put the fuzzy rat away. Okay. So it's kind of like a 50-50. I think that if you make money off of your film, you should want to set stuff back for your next one because it's just the logical thing to do.
Yes.
However, I am smart enough to know that a lot of, people do this and it kind of helps them pay bills and stuff too, you know? So, of course, some of that money, if not all of it, is going to go towards whatever it is that's happening in their life immediately after this film is finished and put out. There's a good chance that a movie might not be what they're focusing on. There's a good chance it might be, you know, bills that are due or, sudden expenses or whatever might have you. So it's kind of like whatever is needed and necessary. I hope that, you make enough money from it and put that towards the things that you need, but also it would be smart to set stuff aside for your dreams, like your
I,
projects.
I just see it's coming more and more now, where it's like as soon as a project is, hey, we're doing this movie, and the second thing is right away is we're doing the Indiegogo, and it used to be like you do the Indiegogo once in a while, but now it seems to be that's like the primary moneymaker for filmmakers to make films now is they're totally dependent on the Indiegogo, and I'm just thinking, well, if you're making these movies, you're a part of your job as a filmmaker is to recoup that money. It's that's part of your job. Your job isn't just to make it and throw it out there. Your job is to go out there and make that money. And as far as you trying, as far as them trying to go out there, because look at, I mean, everybody that goes out there, like the director Kyle Ball from Skinner Morenik, right? So he made his movie. It made over, I think it's close to 18, $19 million now. I think he did it for like just a handful of cash. But his movie, this one, it just blew up. But I don't see him now going back out there and saying, okay, I want to do an Indiegogo for this movie, for my new movie. I don't see that happening for that. And I don't think it should happen for that. I think it's like you made the movie, you made your money, you made your profit off it. Should you then turn right around and try to do it again without necessarily taxing the fans? I just think some of the fan feedback that we've been getting from indie films. I mean, we have seen some of this feedback coming back now. I mean, they're not just embracing all indies, all like this, like, oh, it's indie. I love it. Now we're starting to see a lot of these indie films are being criticized and they're being critiqued like they're studio movies, and I think it's part of that has to do with the fact that they're asking fans for the money, and fans feel like that's an open door for them to be able to say and do whatever they want, which I don't agree with. No one twisted your arm to donate. If you don't like
Well,
what they put out, then don't donate in the future. But I
it's
don't think you
like
know.
it's kind of like a lot of people want to be a part of something even if they don't like it, because they know that there is going to be longevity to this project that they're a part of. Whether they're
Right.
shitting on it or not, they understand that investing in this is probably something that they should do because it's obviously going to be something that's good. I've not seen that movie or really heard of that guy. A lot of people have talked about it. I've seen mixed reviews. I've not had an interest in it. It
Good,
didn't really
good
catch
movie.
my
Good
butt.
movie.
I'm glad that he made good money for it. I feel like once you reach a certain point in profit with a film, you probably shouldn't ever ask for an Indiegogo, because what would be the point of asking for more money if you're, pulling such an income from this one that you've already done. But
Right.
if it's a low budget, I have no qualms about someone doing a finishing funds Indiegogo or something like that. You know what I mean? Like running it back around one more time just to see if anyone would like some perks, if you could make the film better and maybe release another version of it, an uncut version or whatever
Sure.
it is you want to do. There's opportunities to be had with that sort of thing. But if you're pulling like 18, 19 million or whatever you said, like, no, I don't think you need an Indiegogo. You're fine. You're good.
Okay. Looking to see if anybody says anything. Steven says so. We'll get a Mia Cat backpack too, as she seems small like Angel. I
She's
don't know. I don't know if they do. I don't know what kind of things do you sell at your convention table?
so he's actually referring to how I pick Angel up and put her on my hip and I let her ride on my back and stuff. Mia's actually really tall though.
Yeah, I was
Mia's
gonna
taller
say.
than Angel and I. So I thought about it. Too pregnant to test that theory at the
Yeah.
moment, but when I'm not, I'll let you know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I don't want to keep our good friend Morgan up any longer on her birthday. She had a very long day. I'm totally grateful that she came out and hung out with us. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Do you know if you can have a little boy or a little girl, or are you going to be surprised?
So I'm going to be doing a gender announcement here soon on my Facebook so that everybody can know. But until then, it's a surprise.
Okay, all right, all right. We're gonna root for twins, and that way you
Oh
have that way you can have
no.
one each. That way you can have one of each.
No, no, no. We know for sure there's only one in there. Thank the Lord in heaven. I couldn't handle twins. Too small for that crap.
Actually, you're actually the third person who I've talked to on this show that has been on the show that has been pregnant. Other than Augie, the other person who was on the show while she was also pregnant was Sadie Katz. Sadie was on the show while she was pregnant.
I'm telling you, it's in the water.
I guess so. It's just like, hey, it's like one of the questions I ask. Hey, can you do the show? Yeah. Are you pregnant? Not yet. Call me when you are.
Yeah, exactly. That was actually in the terms and agreements for us to do this episode, you guys, was that I had to be pregnant this time around.
That's right. And
Yeah.
she had to, and we had to mention chupacabras.
Yes,
And
two
we
children
did.
and pregnancy. Those were the requirements.
Um, Now, if fans want to send you a card or get a healthy card, a happy birthday card or whatnot, do you have that set up now so where people can write you safely without giving away any? Do you have like a PO box set up yet?
I do not have a PO box set up yet. The closest thing that I would have to something like that is my Amazon wish list, unfortunately, because you can send extra things with things that you get off of the wish list. So if there was anyone that wanted to send anything, like an extra present or what have you, you can add on things to your wish list and it'll send it still to my house and give it to me. I do want to set up a P.O. box. So eventually I will have one. That way people can send me cards and little knickknacks and things that they find in their travels and stuff. Because I get messages all the time where people are like, I saw this and it made me think of you. And then I'm like, that's so sweet. But also, I don't want to just give my address out.
Yes, yes, yes. I totally, I get that. I get that. All right. Well, thank you. Steven says triplets. I think you're going to get us killed here. No triplets. Though if they did, they could do the triplet thundercloud from Pacific Rim.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, that would be kind of cool though.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? That was a badass Jaeger.
I love that.
Me too. Did you ever watch the second one?
I did not, just the first one.
I just watched the first one for me too. Damn. All right, boys and girls, that's it. Stay right where you are just for 1 minute, Morgan. For everybody else in the chat, we will see you tomorrow at 2:00. I will be no, I won't be here tomorrow. On Saturday at 2:00, I'm scheduled to hang out over in the UK with our good friend Mike from Did You See That? We're going to be doing a watch party for the Spaghetti Man. And then next Tuesday, the 13th, we will be welcoming in the band Boob Sweat from Grand Rapids, Michigan on our showcase for Bipolar Records. So if you like good music, you'll definitely want to be here Tuesday for that. You can't go wrong with that great power pop trio. Flipping amazing. And we'll be back on Tuesday at 8:00 for that. Thanks so much for watching. Be safe and good night. Peace.